Welcome back to Winnie Recap. Today I'm going to explain a movie called My Teacher, My Obsession, which came out in 2018. This is an American thriller drama movie. The movie has an audience score of 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb. The movie is about Kyla, a high school loner who meets Riley, who struggles to make friends and transfers to a new high school where her father is an English teacher. But before we begin, beware of spoilers, in case you've not seen this movie. Watch out and take care. I hope you enjoy the movie. The movie opens with a school janitor checking out a high school room because he heard some noise. He lights the torch and sees there is nothing but the sound he heard was frightening. All of a sudden, he gets attacked by someone, but the story flashbacks to the original starting point of the movie and how it leads to this point. We are introduced to Riley. She's a brilliant student who just had a transfer from another high school. In this new school, her dad, Chris, also got transferred here. He is a teacher here who teaches them English. In his first lecture, Chris gets noticed by Trisha and Kyla. Trisha is a popular kid of the school, whereas Kyla is the photographer of their school yearbook. After the class, Kyla makes a move on Riley and starts becoming her friend. Riley had trouble making new friends, so she was happy that she's becoming friends with Kyla. Riley tells Kyla that she's the daughter of their English teacher, Chris. Kyla also starts liking Riley and invites her to her home for studying. At Kyla's home, she asks Riley about her life and her family. Riley tells Kyla that her parents did not have a good relationship and they've split. Her mom used to come home late, and when her dad found out that she was cheating on him, they both settled for a divorce. Later that night, Kyla dreams of Chris and gets infatuated with him, and now she wants Chris. In school, Trisha starts to become friends with Riley. Kyla always disliked Trisha, and when she finds out that Trisha is befriending Riley, she gets angry and thinks that Trisha is trying to steal her friend. Kyla approaches Riley and tells her to stay away from Trisha because she is dangerous. She tells Riley that Trisha has a history of having affairs with teachers, and last time she had an affair with a history teacher. Later that night, Kyla notices her mother, Jess, getting dressed for a date. Kyla tries to integrate her mother and asks her the name of the date. She tries to hide her date's name from Kyla and dodges her questions. Kyla tells her mom that she is 18 now and she can trust her with this kind of talk. Jess still does not tell her about her date. At night, Kyla dreams of Chris again. The next morning, a man arrives at Kyla's doorsteps with flowers, and it's none other than her dreamy English teacher, Chris. Kyla was additionally shocked to learn that her mother had begun dating Chris after meeting him at the grocery store, leading to her to interfere with their date by spilling water on Chris so they would cancel their plans to have dinner. To keep Chris in front of her eyes, she suggests they have dinner at their house and she can cook for them because she will be available. Chris agrees to stay at night to have dinner with the mother and daughter, and later she stops them from getting intimate by claiming she had seen someone watching her from outside her window. Soon after, at night following the dinner, Kyla approaches Chris when he's alone and tries to seduce him. The next morning in school, Kyla sees Riley hanging out with Trisha again. She takes Riley aside and confronts her. She asks her why she's still hanging out with Trisha even after what she told her about her. She asks Riley why she's not getting her point that Trisha is not interested in becoming friends with her. She's only getting close to her because she's interested in her father, Chris. Riley tells her that she talked to Trisha about her affair with the history teacher. Riley tells Kyla that Trisha told her that it was not her, but it was Kyla who had an affair with the history teacher. Kyla tells her that Trisha is trying to manipulate her. The next day, Kyla confronts Trisha and she warns her to stay away from Riley or otherwise it won't turn out so good for her. Trisha does not pay attention to her words and leaves unbothered. Now, Kyla fills up her locker with her own pictures and tells Chris that someone is trying to harass her and she needs his help. Chris comforts her and assures her that he will look into this matter and he will find out who is behind this heinous act. Kyla's friendship with Riley additionally took a hit when she became frustrated at Riley for branching out and finding new friends. Though they ultimately reconciled after Kyla opened up to her about her past affair with the history teacher and how she was glad Chris treated her mother so well. She tells Riley that she did sleep with their history teacher, but it was not her fault because she got manipulated by the teacher. Riley buys all her words and starts to accept her as a friend. But soon after, Kyla sabotaged Chris and Jess's relationship by sending suggestive texts to Chris using a burner cell phone posing as Trisha, leading Jess to break up with Chris upon being showed them by her daughter. After Jess asked Chris to leave her house, Kyla went out to meet Chris in his truck, leading her to begin kissing Chris while claiming he deserved to be a man and have what he wanted without feeling sorry. Having previously printed out provocative photos of herself and put them in her locker to look like someone was harassing her, Kyla planted the phone she used to take the pictures in Trisha's locker, making it appear that she had been behind the act and resulting in her arrest. Having eliminated Trisha as a perceived threat, Kyla meets Chris in his bedroom during Riley's 18th birthday party, seducing him into beginning to have intercourse with her. But during the tryst, Riley walks in, and she was horrified to see what was happening, much to Kyla's chagrin. Later on, Kyla attempted to stop Chris from leaving to track down a despondent Riley, becoming upset at Chris for saying Riley was more important to him than her. Kyla also briefly implied that she wasn't of the age of consent, but ultimately revealed that she was before Chris left to find Riley. While he was gone, Kyla picked up a picture of Jess and threw it to the ground as she proclaimed Riley wouldn't take Chris from her. The next day in school, Jess arrived and confronted Chris about his tryst with Kyla, having been told about it by Riley, and later confronting her daughter, with Kyla accusing her mother of being jealous and demanding for her to stay out of the way. Kyla later arranged for a meeting with Trisha at their school, with Trisha blasting Kyla upon arriving for framing her and costing her college scholarships. In response, the evil Kyla challenged Trisha to hit her before proceeding to slap herself twice, much to Trisha's shock. As Riley and Chris arrived at the school, Kyla angrily proclaimed that Chris was hers before breaking her fingers using a chair. While being tendered to by Chris, Kyla accused Trisha of attacking her, resulting in her being arrested again. In the hospital, Kyla apologized to Jess for her earlier behavior before asking to say goodbye with Riley and Chris, with Jess allowing her to. While talking with Riley, however, Kyla's attempted apologies were rejected, with Riley lambasting Kyla for using her and seducing her father before informing her that he'd promised to stay away from her for good. Kyla appeared to concede to Riley's words while also asking her to cover the girls' volleyball game in her absence. When talking alone with Chris, however, Kyla revealed that she had convinced her mother and Riley that they hadn't started a relationship and that they could now be together in secret, revealing her earlier displays of remorse to be staged. Chris fiercely rejected Kyla's delusional claims and demanded her to stay away from him and Riley, even revealing that he would quit his job at the school when Kyla reminded him he would have to see her every day. Enraged, Kyla escaped the hospital after arming herself with a scalpel and attacked Riley at the school, stabbing her in the stomach as she claimed that she was the only woman Chris could have in his life. The villainess then held Chris hostage with the scalpel in his classroom as she sexually tormented him, implying she had killed her previous lover for not satisfying her and stating that he would do whatever she said in their relationship. Chris finally managed to escape Kyla's grasp by shoving her over his desk, only to be knocked out when Kyla kicked his leg and caused him to strike his head on the desk. Now the movie reaches a point from where it actually started. The janitor hears a freaky noise and goes in the direction of the noise. Kyla was now horrified at what had happened, with the school janitor finding her curled up in a fetal position in the classroom. She tells him to get help. As he goes to get help, wounded Riley grabs the janitor's shoulders and tells him to leave because his life is in danger, slitting the man's throat with the scalpel. Kyla then chased Riley to the school's darkroom, cornering her and venomously claiming that only one of them could have Chris, and that one of them was destined to die. Riley was able to disarm Kyla with a tray, leading Kyla to attempt to kill Riley by strangling her with her camera strap. Before she could succeed, however, Riley managed to break free by striking Kyla with the camera, later using it to knock her out as she pinned her to the floor. Kyla was later taken away in an ambulance and presumably arrested off-screen for her various crimes. However, the film ended with a hooded figure appearing outside the Sumner house as Riley was leaving for college. To watch more explanations of these kind of movies, click on the videos on your screen. And don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's videos in the comments down below. Kindly like the video and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos. And at last, I will say stay safe, stay well, thanks for watching.